Hello everyone, I'm Raven from Raven Comics, and today we're going to cover the complete story of the Darkseid War. We had already seen it on the channel before, but like all our stories, today we'll be going through it in full, all in a single video. Although it is unknown to all but a few, the birth and destruction of this universe has been a continuous cycle, and over time that cycle has accelerated. Because of this acceleration, the fabric of universes is losing its cohesion. Reality has been shattered and rebuilt countless times. Therefore, creation is not only stagnant, it is under great threat. I am Metron. I am the guardian of knowledge, past and present, the archivist of ideas and timelines, the observer of this universe and others beyond it. I have seen a dark tomorrow on the horizon. A war between the two most powerful and evil beings in existence is about to erupt. And if I do not prevent this war from breaking out, once again, history will be shattered. But this time, reality will not be stable enough to survive it. Once every century, the orbits of Apocalypse and New Genesis align with the other planets. Earthquakes would tear worlds apart, and as the gravitational forces threatened to destroy both Apocalypse and New Genesis, the two worlds would go to war. Had they continued down that path, they could have destroyed everything I observe. I had to intervene to do what no one else could. First, I commanded the Mobius chair to take me to Apocalypse, where I spoke with its ruler, Darkseid. He looked at me, his eyes burning like the fiery pits of Apocalypse. Yet in the end, Darkseid accepted peace. It was then time to go to Highfather and make him the same proposal. One of his sons was hiding in the shadows and heard everything. Terrified, he ran. The son of Jack Fisher was cast into the slave pits. He suffered greatly, but it did not matter. As long as I prevented war, I could continue. Then, 10 years later, it happened for the first time. I was not prepared to witness the end. The mysterious being the others called the Anti-Monitor had risen, for reasons unknown to them. He had the power to consume entire universes, and for the first time, reality itself was under threat. I watched universes fall, and then I saw others emerge. In the end, sacrifices were made. Everything imploded, yet it was saved. The universes were reborn as one. It was fascinating to behold, a new birth of wondrous creations. And for a time, I observed reality free of problems, until another threat appeared and devoured history. Once again, time was shattered and rebuilt. Yet through a survivor of the original universe, the multiverse returned. Most recently, reality was reconstructed when Flash fought against his greatest enemy, causing a rupture in time. Existence was reborn once more, but it has yet to solidify. He is here now, on a parallel world once ruled by the crime syndicate, preparing to follow him and strike the Justice League's universe to consume it again. He is called the Anti-Monitor, though I know him by another name, Mobius. Metron and Mobius stand face to face. Mobius grows angry when called by that name. Metron tells him, "Then they call you the Monitor." But Mobius prefers not to be spoken to at all and attacks. Yet he knows that as long as Metron is in his chair, Mobius's antimatter cannot harm him. Mobius is the one who destroys universes that are later reborn, and he is planning to do it again. But Metron wants to stop him. He knows reality will not survive another crisis. Mobius tells him he will not destroy reality, but Metron knows he has already destroyed this world, consuming it with his power, opening rifts for others to exploit. The Anti-Monitor sees a convergence of timelines and exposed universes. Even Brainiac is seeking to acquire knowledge, but he will not find it. He does not know the truth. For Mobius, being a destroyer is torture. He suffers as he fulfills his sentence. Metron offers to help him, to save him, on the condition that he stop destroying. Mobius knows he lacks the power to end it, but he knows someone who does, because he longs to stop being a destroyer. The Anti-Monitor has found a way to do it. Metron begs him to stop, warning that if he continues down this path, Darkseid's wrath will fall upon him. Suddenly, someone strikes Metron from behind. The Anti-Monitor wants war with Darkseid. The death of Darkseid is the key to everything, and Metron will be the witness. The age of the new gods is about to end, and the age of the anti-gods will begin. It is Darkseid's daughter who struck Metron, demanding her father's death. We go back in time, many years ago. On Themyscira, Diana is born. She would later be known as Wonder Woman. On the same island, another Amazon, named Marina, is also pregnant. Her sisters tell her that they have been cursed by the gods, but Marina vows to protect her daughter. One of her sisters begins to collapse, overwhelmed by visions of the future. Upon hearing this, Penelope tries to kill the child, but Marina stops her. First, she throws one of the Amazons into the sea, and then she kills the other. And so Grail was born, the daughter of Darkseid. Elsewhere, someone recalls how his father gave him to Darkseid, and after managing to escape, he arrived on Earth where he was called Scott. Although nearly everyone knows him as Mr. Miracle, he believes that today Darkseid is the greatest threat. Rumors say he is gathering his armies, not only those of Apocalypse, but also the countless legions of worlds he has conquered. Scott is stunned by what he sees. He knows he cannot do this alone. He will need the Justice League. For now, they are investigating a murder. Flash and Batman deduce that those who were there were not human. Meanwhile, Superman is visiting Lex Luthor, who has Neutron in custody. Neutron is dying, and Lex is doing everything he can to save him. Scott, meanwhile, has found what he was seeking. He asks a mother box to copy battle files, everything connected to Marina Black. Suddenly, the mother box goes out of control. Someone appears behind him, and when Scott turns to see who it is, he finds himself face to face with Darkseid. Scott attacks, but cannot harm him. Darkseid tells him that just because he managed to escape does not mean he should call himself scot-free. For he is not free. He never was. He is still a damned slave. Darkseid then strikes him with his Omega beams, hitting him in the legs. Darkseid steps over him and crushes his face with one of his boots. Scott tells him he knows what he is searching for, though Darkseid could not care less. Scott manages to reach the mother box and begs it to take him away from this place. Darkseid then simply departs. Meanwhile, Cyborg informs his teammates that another woman named Marina Black has been murdered, and that there are still 44 more with the same name across the United States. He is sending an alert so they will all be protected. Everything is clear now. Someone from another world is trying to kill Marina Black. Flash is talking with Jessica Cruz when suddenly something starts happening to Barry. Someone begins to emerge from his body. She steps out, declaring that he is a doorway for her. Flash is left gravely wounded, a deep cut carved into his chest. We then see that the one who emerged from his body is Grail, the daughter of Darkseid. Upon seeing Batman, Grail tells him that he is the human among them, yet even so, he could still cause serious problems. Therefore, Batman will be the first she harms. She drives her blade into his shoulder, then into the lower part of his back. Cyborg is already running a facial scan to identify who she is, just as Grail prepares to finish Batman off. Before she can, Cyborg fires one of his blasts at her. Grail senses a mother box nearby and demands it be handed to her. Elsewhere, Scott Free has arrived on Earth and stands before Marina Black. He asks if she is the one Darkseid is seeking, but the mother box tells Scott no. This one here is human. A new arrival suddenly attacks Scott from behind. By her voice alone, Scott instantly knows it is Lashina, and she is accompanied by Kanto, Darkseid's favorite assassin. Back with Grail, she is now attacking Cyborg, dismantling him piece by piece, ripping the metal parts from his chest. Shazam strikes from behind, launching Grail into a row of cars, triggering an explosion. As Cyborg struggles to recover, Grail ambushes Shazam and stabs him with her blade. Before she can finish him off, Diana arrives in time to stop her. Diana immediately alerts Superman, telling him she doesn't know exactly who they're facing, but her lasso has no effect on Grail. Realizing Diana is speaking with Superman, Grail declares that she too is an Amazon, one carrying out the mission for which they were created. She unleashes her heat vision against Diana, who raises her bracelets to block the attack, only for them to shatter under the force. Meanwhile, Superman is still with Lex Luthor, preparing to change into a suit powered by kryptonite. Superman tells him that no matter what he wears, he is still a criminal. Lex lashes out, declaring that no one speaks to him that way in front of his sister. Shockingly, Lex is suddenly shot 3 times, by none other than his own sister. Elsewhere on the planet, Hal and Jessica attempt to fight Grail. Their attacks prove ineffective, as Grail counters by injuring Hal and leaving him incapacitated before turning her attention to Jessica Cruz. She seizes Jessica, for Jessica is the one she has been seeking. Jessica's ring links her to another universe, and the dark power within it is exactly what Grail needs. She needs the shadows. Darkness calls. Grail is waiting for him. The Destroyer is here. The Anti-Monitor has arrived on Earth. Meanwhile, Superman demands to know from Lena Luthor why she acted as she did. Lex's sister produces a mother box. Lena commands it to take Superman and Lex to their doom. Elsewhere, Scott is locked in battle, ordering his mother box to steal the coordinates of his enemies so it can transport him there. Scott Free is teleported to an unknown place, where he comes face to face with Marina Black. She tells him she has spent decades planning a war to kill Darkseid. Now she asks Scott if he will join her. Meanwhile, Superman and Lex Luthor are transported to Apokolips. Darkseid receives word that Superman has arrived on his world. He orders the prisoners released, promising that whichever slave kills Superman will win his freedom. At the same time, Darkseid knows the Anti-Monitor is already on Earth, so he commands his armies to prepare for war. Back on Earth, Diana calls for every alert possible to evacuate the area. She charges toward Grail, but before she can reach her, the Anti-Monitor slams the ground, unleashing energy that blasts Diana back. At that moment, Metron arrives on Earth, taking the Justice League away to rescue them and prevent them from being slaughtered by the Anti-Monitor. Grail wants to pursue them, but the Anti-Monitor tells her to first bring her father before him. Grail answers that Darkseid is already approaching and his war will come. This, she declares, is what her mother promised. Elsewhere, Marina Black speaks with Scott, telling him she knew the Dark God was out there and that one day all would be his slaves. So she created a weapon. She sent her daughter across reality to find someone with the power to kill Darkseid. And after finding him, she brought the Monitor to Earth. Scott refuses the war, knowing millions will die. But to Marina, that is the inevitable cost of all wars. When Scott Free rejects her war, Marina strikes, stabbing him with her weapon. Scott then pleads with his mother box to take him to his friends. As he runs, it teleports him away. Meanwhile, Metron has brought the Justice League to safety. Cyborg asks where they are, and Metron tells him he has taken them to the Rock of Eternity, where they can speak in peace. Hal identifies the figure as Metron, warning the others that while he may appear to be on their side, he cannot be trusted. Metron insists that he only observes. He has seen the Justice League save the world many times, but this time, he warns, it will not be possible. Seeking further answers, Diana uses her lasso of truth. She asks how they can obtain the information to stop the Anti-Monitor. Bound by truth, Metron tells her she must remove him from the Mobius chair. Without hesitation, Diana pulls Metron from the chair. Metron pleads with them to stop, warning that the Mobius chair cannot be controlled. Before it escapes, Batman seizes it, becoming its new bearer. Sitting in the chair, he now hears the answers. Yet he questions whether these answers are truly real. Is all of this real? Batman asks the chair who killed his parents. The chair responds, Joe Chill. Batman then demands the Joker's true name. The answer shocks him. He cannot believe what the chair has told him. That's impossible, he mutters. Hal Jordan warns that Batman can barely interact with a power ring. Using the Mobius chair will shatter his mind. He cannot possibly withstand all that technology within his head. Diana asks Batman if he is alright. He answers her, Of course, Diana. Now I am a god. We begin with Kalibak. Steppenwolf arrives with him. His father, Darkseid, is looking for him. It's time to go to Earth. Before leaving, Steppenwolf tells him that Darkseid wants Grail and Marina alive. Elsewhere, Batman, who is now seated on the Mobius chair, asks it who the Anti-Monitor is. The chair gives him no answer. When he repeats the question, it remains the only one the chair cannot answer for Batman. Hal Jordan urges him to get off the chair before it causes him permanent harm. Batman refuses, telling Hal that this is the only way to obtain information. Cyborg points out that if there's anyone on the team who shouldn't be using the chair, it's Batman. Even though the others insist he step down because of the danger, Batman refuses. Meanwhile, on Apokolips, Lex Luthor and Superman walk through Darkseid slave camps. Something feels strange to Superman. He can't use his X-ray vision. He suspects there must be lead present. As they move forward, someone cries out death for freedom. Suddenly, a horde of slaves rushes forward, intent on killing Superman to gain their freedom. Lex intervenes, blasting the slaves with energy. Superman begs him not to kill them, reminding him they are only innocent slaves. But Lex retorts that this is Apocalypse. There are no innocents here. Then Superman begins to bleed. Lex explains that the reason he can't use his powers is because there is no sunlight. On Earth, Grail cuts her hand to summon her father. She calls upon Darkseid to come for her. Meanwhile, Batman explains to the Justice League who Grail really is, the daughter of an Amazon, born the same day as Diana. Suddenly, Scott Free arrives. Batman, seeing him, immediately identifies him to the League and explains that he has fought against Darkseid. Scott notices Metron and asks what he is doing there. Metron replies that he came to warn them. Scott doesn't believe him, remembering how years ago Metron tricked his father. To prove his sincerity, Scott places the lasso of truth around himself. He tells the League that Darkseid is about to arrive on Earth, and they must leave at once. On the way, he will provide them the information they need. Diana, seeing this, knows he is telling the truth. But Batman refuses to return to Earth until he finds a way to defeat the Anti-Monitor. The chair informs him that the answers lie deep within the universe. Hal offers to accompany him, but Batman refuses. Hal insists that space is his jurisdiction, and besides, the team could use more unity. Before anyone leaves, Scott chains Metron so he cannot escape. He then gives Cyborg some coordinates before departing. On Apocalypse, with Superman powerless, he has no choice but to rely on Lex Luthor. Back on Earth, the Anti-Monitor grows impatient. Grail urges him to wait. At that moment, the Justice League arrives. After an exchange of words between Diana and Grail, Darkseid appears with Kalibak, Steppenwolf, and his army of parademons. Darkseid and the Anti-Monitor face each other, staring intently. Grail greets her father and asks him what he is waiting for. The War of Darkseid begins, while the Justice League watches for now. On Apocalypse, Superman and Lex are cornered. Luthor decides to drop Superman into the fire pits, since they are a source of solar energy. As Darkseid and the Anti-Monitor clash, a white explosion erupts from where Superman fell. From the flames, Superman emerges transformed. He is now the god of strength. Soon after, Batman and Hal arrive on the crime syndicate's Earth, a parallel world. Batman immediately realizes that the Anti-Monitor slaughtered countless beings there, absorbing their energies to prepare for Darkseid. Still, Batman doesn't understand the true reason for the war. In a heated exchange, Batman tells Hal that he isn't a hero. The ring is the true hero. Hal admits Batman may be right, that the ring grants him power, but insists that doesn't matter now. They have to stop Darkseid. Batman tells him they must travel to the planet Cord, birthplace of the Anti-Monitor. Hal knows the planet well. It's where he once banished Sinestro. Meanwhile, on Earth, massive energy clashes erupt between Darkseid and the Anti-Monitor. Elsewhere, Kalibak battles Grail. Grail taunts him, saying that if he wants to die for Darkseid, then so be it. The Anti-Monitor strikes Darkseid. Mobius declares that Darkseid's existence must end so that his own may be renewed. Grail continues her assault on Kalibak until Diana intervenes to stop her. Back on Apocalypse, Superman effortlessly destroys the parademons. He tells Lex that his theory worked after all. Then he asks, "What should we do now?" Lex replies that they must return to Earth. During their tense exchange, Superman asks Lex, "Are you afraid?" Luthor admits he may just be preparing himself for the fight. Superman reminds him that Lex never stood a chance against him. If Luthor ever came close, it was only because Superman held back, but this time will be different. On Earth, Grail tells Diana that killing Darkseid is the ultimate goal of the Amazons, then strikes her with heat vision. The Justice League can do little. Steve suggests separating Darkseid and the Anti-Monitor. Jessica Cruz volunteers to do it, but her ring warns her she cannot, that she could die. Jessica doesn't care. She begins the task, pushing herself to the limit to separate them. Her ring pleads with her to stop or she will die, but she continues. Darkseid suddenly calls for everything to halt. Marina enters the battlefield, and Grail tells her mother that she was right. Darkseid looks desperate. He is already invoking someone. The one he summons is the Black Racer. Kalibak snarls that he can smell it. Death has arrived. Flash rushes to hold Jessica. The Black Racer delivers a massive blow to the Anti-Monitor. Meanwhile, Batman and Hal Jordan reach the planet Cord, where they find a chamber. Inside, the Anti-Monitor once built the Mobius chair. Batman learns that the Anti-Monitor's name was Mobius, and that he came to this place to gaze upon the forbidden, only to be cursed for it. Back on Earth, after the Anti-Monitor suffers the devastating strike of the Black Racer, Darkseid can finally attack him freely. Darkseid tells him he should never have listened to Grail, for she deceived him. With relentless fury, Darkseid unleashes his full might, and now the tormented existence of the Anti-Monitor is nearing its end. The Black Racer strikes another powerful blow. Batman continues his investigation and discovers that free will was at the center of the universe. Yes, the very place where everything comes from. Existence itself, gods and men alike. But what was at the center of the antimatter universe? What did Mobius do to become what he is now? He touched the anti-life equation, transforming into its very personification. Meanwhile, on Earth, the Black Racer is about to strike the Anti-Monitor once more. But as part of his plan, Mobius forces Flash to run directly toward the Black Racer. The Anti-Monitor declares that death requires a host. And then we see it. Flash has become the new god of death. The Anti-Monitor taunts Darkseid, saying he knows his one true weakness. Flash cannot control himself. Inside, he hears a voice whispering that all must die. The Anti-Monitor became this because he kept what Darkseid desired. He is forever bound to it. The anti-life equation runs in his veins. We watch as Flash phases straight through Darkseid's body. The gods tremble, for a god has fallen. It is time to witness Darkseid's corpse lying upon the battlefield. Grail and the Anti-Monitor's plan worked exactly as intended. Provoke a war with Darkseid, lure him to Earth, leave him with no choice but to call upon the Black Racer, turn Flash into the god of death, and use him to slay Darkseid. At last, the Anti-Monitor can be free. When Darkseid fell, a blinding red light erupted, the ground shook, and then silence. If a god can die, what comes next? Flash still doesn't fully understand what happened. He killed Darkseid. But Scott Free tells him it wasn't him, it was the Black Racer. Scott explains, the Black Racer was Darkseid's greatest weapon. He claimed to have captured death itself. Perhaps Darkseid invoked it, but somehow the Anti-Monitor seized control over death and forced it into union. Scott laments that this fate has befallen Barry, but Barry replies there's nothing to regret. He isn't like the others. He doesn't want to flee from death. He wants to control it. On Apokolips, Superman hears the news of Darkseid's fall. The mother boxes themselves whisper it to the slaves. Superman grabs Lex and tells him he doesn't need his help to escape this planet. As Superman prepares to leave Apokolips, he ensures Lex goes nowhere. Their rivalry ends today. First, he shatters Lex's armor, then smashes him to the ground. Lex concedes, saying, "Fine, you win." Superman warns him that he will leave him stranded here, and if he survives, he must never return to Earth. Otherwise, Superman will destroy him just as he destroyed his armor. Finally, Superman delivers a brutal punch, leaving Lex broken before departing. After he's gone, others arrive, shouting that they've found a human. Meanwhile, on the planet Cord, Batman knows Darkseid is dead. It's time to return home. Hal asks what about the Anti-Monitor. Batman explains that Mobius touched the anti-life equation. That is why he ceased being Mobius and became the Anti-Monitor. Now that creature is gone, as if it never existed, Batman can return to what matters most. With the Mobius chair, he can finally be the Batman Gotham needs. Hal reminds him that the Bruce he knows would realize this war is far from over. He pleads with Batman to step off the chair. When Hal touches him, he is struck with immense pain. Batman explains that without Darkseid, the parademons are now free across the universe, and they have found the brightest light. Hal then receives a message from OA. Batman tells him to leave. Bruce departs. On Apokolips, Lex tries to flee but is captured and chained. The leader introduces herself. Her name is Ardora. Lex asks what they want from him. She tells him, perhaps nothing, or perhaps everything. A blind prophet wrote that on the night of Darkseid's death, a human would walk through the ashes of Apokolips, and everything would change. According to prophecy, that human is one who has saved Metropolis countless times and would bring the same hope to this world. A human, an orphan, a humble son of farmers. Ardora asks Lex Luthor if that human is him. Lex answers that it is. The others kneel before him, but Ardora warns them not to. He has not yet earned it. Suddenly, Lex is struck by a powerful surge of electricity. Back on Earth, Flash tells the others not to fear. Death comes to everyone, young and old. No one can escape it. Suddenly, something begins to happen to Shazam. A voice calls for him to be its new vessel. Shazam is transformed into the god of gods. Shazam departs. Cyborg hears voices. Diana orders the others to prepare. Some must go after Flash, others after Shazam. Kalibak tells his allies not to worry about these new gods, for the Justice League still has their own problems. If Kalibak's father has died, then so too shall the League. On Apocalypse, Lex awakens. The leader explains that with Darkseid's death, the Omega effect has been released. That power is returning to Apocalypse. They will contain it, but if Lex truly is who he claims, he will be able to withstand it. The energy arrives, striking Lex with devastating force. On Earth, Marina asks Grail where the Anti-Monitor is. She answers, he is in the shadows. He is changing, transforming back into Mobius, revealing himself to her. Grail will now obtain what she has always desired. On Apocalypse, a new god rises. Hail Lex Luthor, the new god of Apocalypse. Meanwhile, on Earth, Diana and the few remaining members of the Justice League prepare to face Kalibak and the others. Diana fights Kalibak, who demands to know where the Anti-Monitor is. Scott battles Kanto, who wounds him with a blade. Before Kanto can strike again, Big Barda appears. After a brief exchange, Barda drives her sword through Kanto, killing him with ease. She then sets her sights on Steppenwolf. Here we learn that Barda is Scott's wife. Her next target is Kalibak, whom she hurls against Steppenwolf. Scott asks why she's here when he begged her not to get involved. She replies that this was their honeymoon. She wanted them together. Scott insists they cannot be seen together, but she silences him with a kiss. In the Rock of Eternity, Metron wanders without the Mobius chair, utterly lost. A girl appears in a mirror, claiming to be Billy's friend. She asks what he is plotting, warning that if Mobius regains his chair, the universe will be lost. Hearing this, Metron smashes the mirror. Seeking answers, Diana recalls that the crime syndicate once fought the Anti-Monitor. Perhaps they know how to stop him. The League may obtain the answers they need from the remaining members of the syndicate. Steve notes that Owlman is missing, but Ultraman and Superwoman are imprisoned by Argus, classified as Level 0 inmates. No one is allowed to see them. This means they will have to break in by force. Scott and Big Barda volunteer to take them there. Diana tells them to go and learn all they can, while she gathers the rest of the League to form a plan to contain the Anti-Monitor. Cyborg will accompany them to speak with the Syndicate. Steve and Diana share a quiet moment. Steve asks about her and Superman. Diana admits they are friends, more than friends, but she isn't sure what that means right now. They are having a rare moment of intimacy. Suddenly, a voice interrupts. I heard my name. Am I intruding? Superman, now the god of strength, arrives from behind and seizes Steve. Meanwhile, Batman studies images of the Joker. The Anti-Monitor releases a massive explosion. Grail tells her mother that she has been chasing him her whole life, searching for her weapon of vengeance. Diana lunges at Superman to stop him. Cyborg, Scott, and Barda reach the outside of Argus. Flash runs desperately, trying to escape death itself. A sphere of energy bursts from Mobius's body, reaching Grail and her mother. Mobius has finally separated from it. What we see now is the most powerful force in the universe, the anti-life equation. And now, it belongs to Grail. Darkseid's most powerful weapon is hers. Marina is stunned, asking why she would want the anti-life equation. Grail answers, because death is far too merciful for Darkseid. Grail has become the goddess of anti-life. We begin in Gotham City, where we see Batman. He has no intention of giving the Mobius chair back. Hal Jordan is with him at Ace Chemical, the place where the Joker was born. Suddenly, the chair informs Batman that there is a problem with Superman. Superman is fighting Diana, who dodges his blows. Superman demands a real fight. He just wants to know how strong Wonder Woman truly is. She still holds back, and Superman takes advantage of the moment to attack her with his heat vision. Despite this, Diana has no desire to harm him. She wants to help him. What he needs is her patience and her love. When she gets back up, she restrains him with the lasso of truth. Superman tells her that he doesn't need any of that. Meanwhile, Outside Argus, Cyborg, Scott, and Jessica are about to infiltrate the facility through the aqueducts. To help them move forward, Big Barda distracts the guards. Further inside, Scott comes across Ultraman and asks him what the Anti-Monitor truly wants. Ultraman, with tears in his eyes, replies that the Anti-Monitor was created to kill every last one of them. That is his sole purpose. Elsewhere, Grail tells her mother that this war is not over. The Anti-Life has a secret, one that will soon be shared with the world. She looks at Steve Trevor, the first man to set foot on Themyscira. She needs him. Meanwhile, Cyborg and Jessica approach Superwoman's cell. Jessica feels uneasy. The ring she carries once belonged to a member of the crime syndicate. The ring becomes excited at the sight of Superwoman. Suddenly, it spirals out of control, declaring that it will no longer remain hidden. Its plan begins now. The ring seizes control of Jessica. Voltham is now in command, and the crime syndicate is reunited once more. Back on Earth, Diana restrains Superman with her lasso of truth, designed to make people confront who they truly are. Wonder Woman asks Superman who he really is. The Man of Steel admits to her that he is Clark Kent. At that moment, Hal and Batman arrive and ask if everything is all right. Fortunately, Diana has managed to bring Superman under control. Batman explains to Diana what happened to Superman on Apokolips. He then tells Superman that while he may have regained his mind for now, the energy he absorbed is killing him. Meanwhile, after Jessica attacked Cyborg, she enters Superwoman's cell. Superwoman is pregnant, and by the looks of it, she is close to giving birth. Cyborg gets back up and grabs Jessica, attempting to interface with her ring to override it, but the effort fails. The ring unleashes a massive surge of energy against him. Batman realizes the Justice League must be prepared, as someone begins emerging from a cosmic bubble. The creator of the chair, the Anti-Monitor himself, has returned. Mobius is back, and he wants his chair. Meanwhile, at Argus, Scott and Barda reach Superwoman's cell, but she immediately attacks them with her heat vision. Before she can kill them, someone smashes through a wall, telling her that we'll have to wait. It is Owlman. He declares that if they wish to survive, the Crime Syndicate and the Justice League must work together. Later, Owlman explains that Grail told the Anti-Monitor that if Darkseid were killed, reality itself would collapse. The boundary between gods and men would weaken, breaking certain rules. During this collapse, the Anti-Monitor would be able to free himself from the anti-life equation. Thanks to Superman's new powers, kryptonite no longer affects him. Ultraman begs Owlman to take it away from him. Owlman only asks him for patience. In exchange for kryptonite, the Crime Syndicate will help defeat Mobius. It's not because they want to save Earth. They want revenge against Mobius for destroying their own world. Diana demands they first release Cyborg and Jessica. Owlman replies that they will do so once Mobius has been defeated. After more arguing, Diana orders Superman to hand over the kryptonite. He gives it to his parallel counterpart, Ultraman, who immediately begins consuming it. Before leaving, Flash asks how to keep watch over him. Flash is considering using the Black Racer against Mobius, just as he did against Darkseid, but he isn't entirely sure it will work. Meanwhile, Grid, inhabiting Cyborg's body, has already located Mobius. It's time to move. Back in Gotham, chaos erupts as the Justice League saves civilians. Suddenly, they are struck by a massive blast from Mobius, who reveals he was never hiding. He confronts Batman directly, demanding his chair back, and orders him to step down. Jessica and Hal Jordan attack Mobius, but their efforts fail. Mobius rises and prepares to strike them. Before he can, reinforcements arrive, a squadron of Green Lanterns. They strike Mobius, who, while on the ground, releases a devastating energy sphere, killing several lanterns. Their freed rings immediately begin seeking new bearers. The Amazons arrive, using their own golden lassos against Mobius, but they have no effect. From a distance, Steve Trevor watches. Suddenly, Grail seizes him by the head. Superman and Ultraman launch a joint assault on Mobius, managing to wound him. Superman urges Ultraman to restrain him, but Ultraman refuses, hurling Superman aside. Consumed with vengeance, Ultraman unleashes his full fury on Mobius, making him bleed. He vows to tear him apart piece by piece. Mobius dismisses him effortlessly, placing his hands on Ultraman's chest and killing him. Death has claimed him. Suddenly, the god of apocalypse himself arrives, along with his army of parademons. Nearby, Superwoman is about to give birth. Grail has taken Steve with her, planning to use him for her ritual. She intends to harness enough power to defeat Mobius and afterward exact vengeance upon the Amazons. According to her, Steve, the first man to set foot on Themyscira, would be the one to either save or destroy the world. Before Marina can tell her daughter that Steve was not truly the first man to step onto Themyscira, Grail kisses him. Marina begs her to stop, but Grail refuses. She has already triggered a profound change within Steve. In Gotham, Lex Luthor faces Mobius and strikes him with his heat vision. Owlman orders Diana to stay away from Superwoman. The birth is imminent. The Messiah is coming. Meanwhile, Lex and Mobius continue their battle. The parademons distract him long enough for Luthor to soar into the skies and deliver a powerful blow, slamming Mobius into the ground. Diana and Owlman continue their heated argument. Batman arrives and tells them that the chair has revealed the truth. The weapon capable of destroying Mobius is Superwoman's child. That is why Mobius wants the chair back. Suddenly, Volthoom attacks Diana and Batman, telling them that after he is done with Mobius, he will finish off the Justice League. We move to the Emerald Realm, which exists inside the Power Ring. Jessica has found Cyborg, and after freeing him, Victor tells her that he will help her regain control of the ring. In Gotham, Lex Luthor continues to battle Mobius and manages to knock him to the ground. Batman, Superman, and Diana stand before him. Diana asks Batman why they consider the baby to be a weapon, and Batman replies that it is because of his father. Barda and Scott argue. She wants to return to Apokolips to bring that planet under control. Scott refuses, insisting he wants to help the Justice League. After a heated exchange, Barda leaves. The Trinity confronts Mobius. With the guidance of the chair, Batman helps coordinate their attack. Superman suffers under the solar energy of Apokolips, so he decides it is time to release it. He grabs Mobius and unleashes all the energy at once. The blast hurts them both, but Superman more so. Mobius retaliates with a devastating energy attack. He then goes after Lex Luthor, slamming him into a car and declaring that he will suffer his fate. Grail and Marina arrive in Gotham. Flash senses another death approaching and warns everyone to retreat. Moments later, Superwoman gives birth. Batman, shocked, says she has delivered a child. The time to play has finally arrived. And Grail has not come alone. Someone is behind her. Diana is stunned, and something begins happening to Batman. Steve is now Grail's slave. She commands him for her amusement. But to everyone's surprise, when she orders him to attack, he strikes Mobius instead. The blast of energy is so powerful that it burns him severely, ultimately killing him. Steve is now Grail's new weapon, and he will destroy everyone present. Grail orders him to finish off Diana and the Justice League. Marina pleads with her daughter not to do this. Steve fires a massive energy blast at Diana. When he confronts her directly, he begs her to stop him, but Diana responds that she believes he can stop himself. He admits he is trying but cannot. He prepares to attack her with his heat vision, but Diana grabs his head, forcing the blast to fire in another direction. Grail turns her sights on Batman. Batman tells her that even though she has achieved her goal, she still craves more power. She agrees, declaring she now has a new purpose: the destruction of the Justice League and Apokolips. She goes after Scott, who was already waiting for her. He manages to bind her with his chains, but before she can break free, the Green Lanterns arrive and form a prison around her. Their efforts prove useless. The axe she wields was forged by Hades. It can cut even a god. With it, she easily shatters her prison. Diana continues fighting Steve, telling him that the anti-life resides within him, just as it did within Mobius. Lex Luthor uses his chains to restrain Steve, intent on killing him once and for all. Superman stops him, reminding him the League does not operate that way. Lex argues that he possesses the Omega effect and could save the world himself. Before Lex can act, Superwoman raises her child, demanding that the god of Apokolips grant her his strength. The power now belongs to her. The baby is Lex Luthor's son, but not this Lex, rather the Lex of Earth 3, known as Mazes. Like his father, the child can absorb all forms of energy, including that of the gods. Suddenly, Superwoman is struck down by Grail's heat vision. Tired of listening to her, Grail seizes the child to use for herself, absorbing the powers of others. The first victim is Barry Allen. She separates him from the Black Racer. We then learn that this entity was always a conscious being. Grail knows it will not leave until someone dies. It chooses as its next target the one who tried to control it, Flash. The next to lose his power is Shazam. Inside the Emerald Realm, Jessica and Cyborg consider how to help Barry. With everyone distracted outside, Cyborg seizes the moment and helps Jessica regain control of the ring. Jessica then steps in front of the Black Racer, and Death takes her life instead of Flash's. She sacrifices herself to save him. With Jessica dead, the Black Racer departs. Diana declares it is time to end this. Grail counters, saying it will end on her terms. She is Grail, the God Killer, and today all gods will die. Superman retorts that they were never gods. The Justice League launches its attack. Scott urges Batman to ask the chair how to defeat her. Batman responds that Grail followed a prophecy which said the first man to set foot on Themyscira would be the chosen one. But Grail was wrong about Steve. He was not the first. Batman's time has run out. Grail uses the child to strike him. Because of Batman, Grail realizes Steve is not the chosen one. So she reclaims the anti-life equation to bring forth a new birth. Suddenly, Darkseid is reborn. Grail tells him that Death was too merciful for him. No one can believe what has just happened. Diana explains that Grail used an ancient Amazon ritual. Darkseid begins his assault, and all they can do is move. The League attacks him together, managing only to slow him down. Batman asks the chair if there is anything they can do, but this time he is suffering. Seeing this, Hal Jordan decides to give him the push he needs to break free from the chair. Hal removes his ring and places it on Batman, who will need all the willpower he can muster. Bruce receives the ring's power, causing a massive explosion of energy. Grail confronts Hal, telling him what he did was brave, but also foolish. More reinforcements arrive. Barda returns, this time with Darkseid's former warriors. Scott is shocked to see her, but Barda immediately joins the fight against Grail. Hal urges Batman to remember what the chair told him, how to stop both Darkseid and Grail. Batman recalls, the two are connected. Owlman interrupts, declaring that Batman has lost, and seizes the Mobius chair for himself. He orders Grid to leave Cyborg's body and transfer into the chair. Together, they depart. Meanwhile, Marina is with Diana, lamenting that she once thought her daughter could control her darkness, only to realize she was wrong. Grail strikes her mother, who urges her to never stop fighting. Marina had always wanted this war. Diana pleads with her to stop. There is no reason left to fight. As Diana faces Grail, the Justice League continues their futile assault against Darkseid. Batman explains that the anti-life equation can control every living being in the universe, or it can be used to control Darkseid. They must separate him from Grail, dispersing the power within him. But only Grail can undo what she has done. Diana restrains her with the lasso of truth. Marina urges Grail to choose good, but Grail refuses. Marina then begs her to choose evil instead, and kill her. Grail's heat vision pierces her mother, then immediately strikes Darkseid. The anti-life is torn from him. Before anyone can react, the equation itself lashes out. Grail and Darkseid vanish along with it. Everyone turns to Jessica. She was thought to be dead, but the life taken by the Black Racer was not hers. It was Volthome's. Jessica Cruz of Earth, the ring declares, "You have the ability to overcome great fear. Welcome to the Green Lantern Corps." Scott goes to his wife, Big Barda. She regrets her actions, as the price for their help in defeating Grail was her promise to join the Furies. Elsewhere, we see that Grail is still alive. She vows to guide baby Darkseid down the right path. Lex Luthor returns to Apokolips to continue ruling as its god. Before sitting on his throne, he tells Superman that Batman was right. He is dying. The Superman emblem suits Lex Luthor far better. In the Batcave, Hal is with Batman. The Green Lantern asks what the chair told him. Batman replies that when he asked for the Joker's name, the chair answered, "There are 3. He doesn't know how this is possible, but he will find out." And in the vastness of space, in space, Owlman is with Metron. Metron has taught him how to use the power of the chair, but he warns him not to seek too many answers, or his mind will pay the price. Owlman insists that his mind is far stronger than Batman's, that he can process everything. He then commands the chair to reveal the secrets of the universe. Suddenly, strange noises echo around him. Owlman whispers, "He's here." Then, in an instant, there is an explosion. Owlman's body detonates violently, leaving only blood splattered across the Mobius chair, now without a host. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TJ Prime, and see you in the next video.